Olá, meus amores. Oh. Hello, dear ones. It's Maria with you again. And today I would like to share with you the main reference of all the material I have been studying for the last 15 years, especially the last 4 years. So let me show you my screen. If you live in Los Angeles, it's very possible that you receive and you work in a restaurant around Los Angeles, especially Orange County. And, well, even in the markets, for the last 2 years, I have been handling those notes for people. The reason why I started to do that was I was so impressed with the transformation that everybody, I really could see on the face of everybody how people were so locked in their fear and feeling so unhappy everywhere I would go after all this pandemic and lockdown started. So, but the same thing wasn't happening to me. Oh, sorry. Actually, I thought I was showing my screen. Let me show my screen to you. I'll just decrease my picture a little bit. Okay. Let me show my screen. There you go. What I was saying, if you live in Los Angeles, especially if you work in a restaurant in Orange County, for the last 2 years, I have been handling those kind of notes to people, especially the waiters on the restaurant. And the reason why I started to doing that was with this pandemic and all those lockdowns, I realized that people were so afraid, they were so unhappy, and the same thing wasn't really happening to me. So I started to think why I'm not feeling like everybody else. And then I realized that the reason why I was not in fear was because the knowledge I gained through studying those information. So I started to handle that to people. Before, I would just put the first 3, A Course in Miracles. I will explain more about each one of them. And then I would just handle that to people and say, look, that information is keeping me away from fear. Take a look, it might help you. You might like what you see there. So if you are one of the person that I gave this note to you, if you wanted to share your experience, how you felt about it, if you use it, is this information really help you? I would love to know about your experience. I invited you to leave a comment on the description of this video, or also you can write an email. You should be able to find my email address on the channel. So here has many of the material. I think some of you will know some of those sources. For example, A Course in Miracles, Abraham Hicks, Dolores Cannon. Those are more from Brazil. That's what I started 15 years ago. Divaldo Franco, Chico Xavier, The Spirit's Book, written by Allan Kardec. Allan Kardec was French, and he wrote 5 books about more than 150 years ago. I don't remember exactly how long. So that's what I'm gonna talk to you about today. And I also give you some tips on what to look for, how to look for that. So, but before I show you all the main materials that I have been studying through, I would like to show you another picture. This is the map of consciousness, and I realized that everything that I've been learning is really connected to this, because everything is energy. Everything that exists in the universe is vibration, emits a vibration. And that vibration join with other vibrations, and that connects, when this happens, it connects everything with everything. So the reason why most of those people are so unhappy when the pandemic starts is because they are vibrating here, in fear especially. And then they have the grief from the lost ones and the fear of lose somebody. And then some get so despaired, they get so tired of suffering that they go to apathy. Apathy is when you decided that you don't want to have any feelings. You just don't care, you stop feeling. And then the guilt and feeling guilt because I am not allowing my kids to see my parents, for example, and then I feel guilt. The same thing, I think it's because I'm doing the best for all of them, but I feel guilt. Because in the back of my mind, I think there is something wrong by doing that. And then shame, humiliation to be in this position, because we are human beings. We're supposed to be, we were made love's image. We're supposed to be vibrating in love. So you feel shame when you go so down. Okay, that's not really to scare everybody, but there is a way to get away from fear, and then desire, and then anger, and then pride, and then courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, and peace. Anyone on the planet Earth right now has the ability to move from shame to enlightenment. Anyone. One step at a time. You hardly are gonna see big jumps, but you don't have to jump. Go one step of the time, and that's your mission. That's what you're supposed to do. One step of the time, because if you jump, you don't learn the lesson. You need the experience of going through one at a time. Okay, so now I'm going to start showing you the what I have been studying all those years, and which information I use to create my videos, from where I get the information that I use on my videos. So Abraham Hicks, I discovered Abraham Hicks about 3 or 4 years ago, and I was just amazed. I was just amazed at how everything really makes sense. I always knew there was something like that, but I never really could put it together. And then when I saw, you create everything, all your experience depend on what you are thinking about. And then I started listening. I saw, is that really true? So the first thing you want to do, you want to go to YouTube. You want to go to YouTube and just research Abraham Hicks. She has lots of little videos like that those videos are extracted from her workshops, but on just 10 minutes it gives you a complete message about something. And for more than a year, I was just obsessed with those little videos. I would listen all day long, every day, and I would just learn. I learned so much, and I started applying many of the things that they were saying here. And I realized that was really working. So I was able to really attest that, confirm that what they were saying is really true. So there is a lot of things here. When you do your research, your guides, they will direct the videos that you are ready to see, the ones that better help you at the moment. So go there and do your research in YouTube just for curiosity. And if you wanna learn about money, how attract money to your life, and then there is a lot of things on how to attract money. If you want a relationship, and then that's lots of videos about relationships. And I guarantee you, if you're really new to the law of attraction, you're gonna learn something very important that you really use it. You're gonna see the difference. You're gonna see the improvement. Of course, we all want to know how to improve our health. There you go. Almost all the subjects you can possibly think about, they will have something to show you. And I don't want to spend much time just on Abraham Hicks because I have a lot to cover. And in the future, I intend to create a video just to talk about Abraham Hicks. But besides her videos, she also has books, many books. But the 3 books that I most like, that I read and I really recommend, is Ask and It's Given. There is a free audiobook in YouTube. If you look for Ask and It's Given audiobook, you're gonna find it. It's free in YouTube. And then you have the Kindle version, you have the hard copy that's very affordable. I really recommend. And there is they describe 22 process to get you from anywhere on this scale that you are vibrating. They even explain you how to identify where you are. And then they will show you from any place you are in the scale, there is a process for you to go up to where you want to go. So you really can find anything on the internet, and there is a lot of help available. We don't need to go through all that pain and suffering and fear by ourselves. We can get help. And information is a real help. Law of attraction, how you attract, and then the vortex. Those are the main ones that I really recommend. Okay, let's go to another source that I was just so amazed when I find out Tina was spouting. She is a channeler, and she channel Ananda is her spirit guides, and Ananda is a group of consciousness. It's not just one. And she channel Jesus, and she also channel ETs and other people that, but Ananda is the one that's really coordinate, and they make sure only beings of love and light can come and communicate through her. And she have written 7 books so far. I read all of them, and it's recommended that you read in sequence, because The first one is making love to God. It should take your consciousness from where you are right now and expand little by little. And then when you get to the second one, there will be concepts over there that you already learned in the first one. And then the third one is really, really recommended. It's really helped me to expand my consciousness. And she also has a lots of videos in YouTube. Her videos has the hard copy, of course, and also has some audiobooks. Not for all of them, but some has audiobooks. If you go with Tina Louise Spalding in YouTube, you're gonna see that she has a lot of free videos in YouTube. There was a year when I find out her, I just I listened to all her free videos in YouTube. And then I found out she had a community that she would channel twice a month for 90 minutes. And there was so many things to share on the community, so I decided to join, and it's been really a blessing. I really recommend her. You're gonna learn a lot, and the main thing is when you start when you hear that somebody is studying spirituality, you imagine a monkey on the middle of the forest without any contact with nobody. Of course, not everybody can take themselves out of the world just to dedicate themselves to spirituality. So Abraham Hicks, Tina with her channels, and all the others, it teaches us how to get in contact with our spirituality in the world we live. While you go to your job and take care of your kids and your house and everything and take care of yourself, and still get in contact with your spirituality. That's a really breakthrough on the mind concept that we have. You don't need to give up on the world to become spiritual. You can accommodate things and have it all. Of course, with some time you're gonna realize that part of that all is not really benefit you. Doesn't really give you anything that's been good for you. So those you're gonna let it go for your own benefit, and it's always your decision. The free will, it's something really respected when you are in spirituality. So enough with Tina for now. As I told, I also intend to make a video just to give more information about her. Another thing that's really had a major impact in my journey, I think everything had a great impact, and what I realized is my guides, they were putting one step at a time. I felt like I was climbing a ladder where the first step, it showed me a little bit of more information to open my awareness about something, but I still could look back and don't lose myself. And then after I opened that window and then I climbed another step and more information was coming, it was gradual. It was, that's how spirits do to you. If you are open, if you really want to learn, they will guide you gently, because it's very important that you don't feel lost. It's very important that you don't feel reference about yourself, and it's very important that you don't fall into fear. So, okay, when you talk about Jesus, also if you go on YouTube with a course. Just Google Course in Miracles. You're gonna be astonished how much information there is there. This book was written in 1977, and there is lots of people that have been studying those books for so long, and it's really transformed their life, that they want to teach. They want more people to know what's in that book so they can also be happy. There is the free audiobook of the text, and there is a lot of people doing the lessons online. Tina Louise Spalding, she did the lessons online in 2019 with Jesus Commentary, and of course they did Miss Annie. And this year I'm doing in Portuguese, and I'm doing with the commentaries also, but I'm doing in Portuguese. So if you want to join a group of study of the Course in Miracles, you're going to find something close to you for sure. So let's return here to the next one. I already made a video about the Course in Miracles. If I feel I still have something to say more to help people really get at least curious, I'm gonna make another video. But what I'm telling you about the Course in Miracles is, first, every day I'm doing the lessons every day in Portuguese. That's the best part of my day. Even when I'm tired, I feel a sense of peace and love when I'm doing the lessons. And even if I'm tired, just for have done the lessons, I'm able to sleep quicker and better. So, and Jesus promised that every time that you're doing the lessons, He's there with you. And I can feel that. So, talking about Jesus, there is the first material that I saw about Jesus, of course, besides the Bible and the Christ letter. I got this off here. There was a channel book that somebody wrote. So Jesus just came and wrote the letters to that person. You should be able to find the book, but it also has an audiobook, free audiobook. I love it, free audiobooks, because if you don't have time to read, you can always listen while you are doing the dishes or doing something else. It's amazing, and that was the first time that who is not curious to know what Jesus was doing from the time he went to Egypt until the age of 30? Who is not curious to know? Well, he give you a lot of information on these letters. But if you want to know more about Jesus, through Tina, he channeled his autobiography, that he tells more about his personal life when he was growing up, and after him, as a teenager, when he stripped to Indian, and then he tells a lot here. And then after that, it was shown to me the books of Clary Hartsong, this book, and the Grandmother of Jesus. I was so thankful and amazed and impressed. I'm not sure how long. Well, there is an audiobook, but I'd really recommend for you to just read the book so you can do it slow and have time to digest. It's an amazing book. It starts telling the story of Anna, the mother of Mary, the Virgin Mary. And there is just so many things so many concepts about life and connection to the divine that we had no idea. So this one I really recommend that you read the book slowly, take your time to do it. And the way it came to me, it was kind of in a sequence. Christ's letters opened my awareness about Jesus' story a little more. And then the autobiography is just open a little more. And then when you see the story told by his grandmother, and then that's a lot. If you are new, if you have just reading the Bible so far, I recommend you that you go in this sequence. Because if you go straight away here, maybe it'll be too much for you. Be gentle to yourself and do one step at a time. And then she wrote this other book, The Voice of the Madlands. And actually this book is the story, what happened to his family after the crucifixion, after the resurrection. That's like, I could feel that there was one Maria, one consciousness of Maria before and after I read those two books. It's like you open a big door, a big gate, that you see a beautiful landscape, and then that's it. After you see one time, somebody can come and close the gate and shut the door, but you always know in your heart that exists. After you know, you know. There is no way that nobody can take that away from you. After you know, it's there. So that's Jesus. What else I have been studying all those over 15 years? Well, I really believe that God created intelligent life outside Earth. And the first contact that I really had with that information was a teacher. He's a quantum physics teacher in Brazil, and he can do astral travel. He can go outside his body. And one of his guides is E.T., and they have been giving him lots of information and introduce him to many races, and he's been talking about. And he gave him concept of, he did that video project. It's like Earth Project. They don't have in Portuguese, but he explains that we are here in the earth. Many people are in the wheel of karma, but after you ascend, you have two choices: or you go back to source, or go to incarnating more advanced worlds, or you just stay in the proximities of earth to help who is still here. So basically that's what he says. And then there is Dolores Cannon's book. Dolores Cannon's book, it's not only about ETs, but it's about source, it's about between lives, and it's about history, it's about so many things. Because what she did, because she already passed, she was a hypnotherapist, and after she created a technique that the person goes so deep in trance that she was able to access their higher self. Their higher self would come up and talk to her. And also some would go to past lives on Earth, of course, but suddenly some would go to past lives in other planets, in ships, spaceships, in other dimensions, and they talk about all of that. Her books are amazing. I read all. It's really hard to choose just one. Okay, let's see. Oh, I just came back, so let's go back here. I'm sorry, I just had a problem with the internet, but let's continue. I was talking about Dolores Cannon. So I really recommend. I think I'm gonna make a video just about her material. And another one is Elena. Also, she has a lots of information in YouTube. Lots. When she was alive, she used to do lots of workshops that she would talk about what she had learned. So if you're not too much into books, you can listen to her videos. There is a lot of information there too. And a curious thing is another thing here about Jesus. She regretted 2 people that went back to a past life where they interacted with Jesus. So one is Jesus and the Essenes, and the other is walking with Jesus. So they can have more information about Jesus also. The next one is Elena Dennen. Elena Dennen, she is oh, it's back now. So Elena Dennen, there is a lots of amazing books of her on YouTube, and she has 2 books so far. Those books will really expand your consciousness if you are ready to know about ETs. And I tell you that there are more good ETs connected to Earth right now than bad ones. So it's good that you're gonna know that there is bad ones, but at the same time you're gonna know that the good ones already helped us. So I really recommend her books. A Gift from the Stars and We'll Never Like. It's just amazing, full of hope and good news. I love it. That's one. So if you look for Elena Dennen, she has a lot of amazing videos that you want to check it out. Let me just leave here in Megan because she'll be the next one. Megan is the same case of Elena. She's a star kid also from the Pleiades, and right now, so far she had written 1 book, Welcome to the Future. This book is also full of good news. We are winning. 10 years from now, we'll be in such a good place. Humanity will be will be vibrating here. Most of us will be around here. The fear is trying to be eradicated the next 2 years. But you don't need to believe me. If you research all those materials, maybe you come up with that conclusion by yourself. Megan also has lots of free information in YouTube. So I recommend that you search for her in YouTube. And then you have Alex Collier. He's also a star kid, but he is from the Andromeda. And then you have Dave Icke. I'll go there and find out about him. he's awakened to this reality of ETs for a long time. He has been really ridiculed for so long time, but now he's really in a good time because people is really ready to accept that those things really exist. So he's in a very good place right now. It's really worth to see him. And then I have Tarot by Giannini. Tarot by Giannini and Sand Ravens is by Giannini Morijo. Let me get one here. Let me show you guys. Go check her out in YouTube. She's amazing. She has over 100,000 views, subscribers, and what she does is she's a tarot reader, but she's very spiritual. She is in a position that when she do her tarot, actually she connects with the universal intelligence. Let's say she connects to God, she connects to source, she gets the information from there. So what she has been doing, especially with John Cloud on Beyond Mystic, it's just back. Okay, sorry for that. That international connection is interesting today. So if you search here by John Cloud, Tarot by Janine and John Cloud, he does not only with Janine, but he does with many other people that are psychic. He's amazing. He's like, I would say, he's giving voice to all those people. And many of them have their own channel, but when you get together, you are stronger. So that's all about self-empowerment, because when you know the truth, you get empowered. And they are connecting spirituality with the life we are in right now. That's really important. As I told, we can't really afford just to go to a place in the middle of a forest and close up to the world. For example, if I do that, who will take care of my kids? I can't do that. I need to find a way to connect to source here while I'm taking care of my kids too. And that's the truth for most of us. Or if you are dad, you need to do that while you need to bring money home and still have time to play with your kids. So that's what it is. It is possible to do that. And then you have Michelle Fielding. She's amazing. She's a psychic. She is very connected to angels. And with ETs also. She's amazing. And then you have what I call red pill website, out of matrix formula. You go to this goodlion.tv. I'm not gonna show here so I don't get my channel in trouble. But what they do, they have many connections with Hollywood, with information. They were able to put the truths together with proof about what's going on behind these things. What's going on behind all that lie? What's going on behind all these shenanigans that's going on the last 2 years? What's really going on? You don't need to believe in me. If you want to check it out, they let you watch 3 videos or 4 for free. But their annual fee is like $64 for the whole year, and then you have access to all their videos. I'm thinking now it's over 100 videos. And you're gonna learn about absolutely everything. You're also gonna learn that the world is upside down, but we have everything that we need to overcome that. And now I'm gonna talk to you a little bit to when I started 15 years ago. It's not just religion, it's a mix of religion, science, and philosophy. I put this way. But it's based on based on informations that the good spirits are coming and telling to us. When I say good spirits, I'm talking about many are the spirits of people that lived on earth, that they ascend, but they didn't leave earth. They remain on earth. So, for example, Saint Augustine, and there is so many other, Saint Paul, and there are many. So his books, he wrote 5 books, because that's the code, that's what they based. And those 2 books are amazing. The first one is Questions and Answers, and the first one is What is God? This book was written in French, and there is a translation in English. You can find that easily at Amazon and maybe even other places. And the Gospel according to the Spiritists, I see that very similar to the A Course in Miracles, but the A Course in Miracles is way more expanded than. But I'm really glad that I started with that, and it's really help you to connect with your true self, and it's take you to the gospel of Jesus, but not taught by the Catholic or the other religions that kind of model that one benefits. It's like the gospel according to the spirits, but the gospel that Jesus really lived. And then you have the book of Medians, Heaven and Hell, and Genesis. But I really recommend those 2 if you have time, if you feel curious. And then you have Chico Xavier books. He was the greatest medium channeler from Brazil. He lived more than 90 years, and he had wrote over 400 books, all channeled books. And one of the most amazing ones is Our Home, the Astral City. And there is a book and a video, and there is a translation in English, and also the video, I'm not sure you have it translated to English or just with the subtitle. And Paul and Stephen, it's a very, very story from the Bible, but this story was written by Paul, but not directly by Paul. Paul told the story to now I'm forgetting, Emmanuel. Emmanuel was the guide of Chico Xavier. Paul told to Emmanuel, Emmanuel, he dictated he wrote the book through Chico Xavier. It's amazing. And 2,000 years ago, it tells the story of the point of view of senator of Rome, from Jerusalem, and tell the story of his wife. And she knew Jesus, and it's a beautiful story. And actually, this person, this senator, he incarnated many times, and one of his past life was in Brazil, and that's why he's called by Emmanuel. And then 50 years ago, and this is also kind of following the Christianity, the early Christianity. People that are starting following Jesus, how they were persecuted. But it's a beautiful, beautiful books. And this one actually, there is no translation in English, so forget it. Just ignore that one for now. And Divaldo Franco, he's another great channeler from Brazil, and he has many books. My favorite book from him is Planetary Transition. That's how I would translate, but it's not translated to English yet, unfortunately. But he's saying that 500 souls from the Pleiades came and incarnated on Earth to help ascend the planet, to help rise the vibration of the planet. But I saw only this book that's translated to English, but if you search his name in English, he travels throughout the whole world, and he always get people to translate his workshops. So you're gonna find many videos of him with a translator. The translator, you're gonna hear his voice in the background, and then the translator you're gonna hear the voice in English. I was obsessed with his videos for some time, and I watch all his videos from YouTube to that point. That's really helped me open my awareness. I think that's all. I wanted to share with you guys. I really encourage you to do some research in your own. I created this video because I realized I could connect the dots, and I wanted to give to people some little information that I know it's helping me, something that they can listen to a video of 15-20 minutes and already use something that they can use in their life right away. But if you really want to go deep, you need to do your work too. You need to go and research, and because you can't really know everything by listening just to one person. And all those sources of information, many of them, they kind of, some open your awareness to something else, but many times, if you realize they are talking about the same thing, the main concept is the same. So it's kind of validate the information. Sometimes they just say in a different way because they are using their own words, but the concept is the same. So that's all for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope that was useful for you, and see you in my next video. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, share, and just press the like button so YouTube can share to more people. Thank you very much, and see you next time.